will
Yeah, it should be. This account is.
I know, but I've got my own Switch in it. I don't know if it's. I don't want it to go on that.
No,
one.
because you're not on your account. You're on the
that's fine.
Oasis account. That is. Yep. You don't need to worry as long as you're logged into this stream account.
Okay.
It'll link it to the right Twitch.
Alright, I'm gonna do the introduction really fast. Alright, hello Overwatch Oasis! Today we got Tantalizers versus White Walkers. This is week... What is this, week 2? Week 3 technically?
Technically week 3, I guess.
Technically week 3, but I always say like week 2 is like the second week of tier 3 actually playing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, technically it's week 3, and... Like I said, we got White Walkers versus Tantalizers, and commentating today is Dr. Grill and...
Mr. Game and Kirby on color.
Really great to commentate with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, it has been a while. I am super excited for this game. Both of these teams, they are coming off losses, but honestly, Tantalizers did look a little better against Diamond Phoenix. You know, it was a 4-0, but I think maybe you could argue it was a little closer than the scoreline would show. White Walkers, on the other hand, they lost to Stardust Crusaders back in week 1, and you know, as the defending champion, you know, that's definitely not the way you wanted to start off the season. So definitely a possible bounce back game, but Tantalizers continuing to add pieces, trying to kind of get off this losing streak they're on right now that dates to season 3. You know, they're hungry. They want a victory.
Tans have looked so strong. Like we faced the Diamond Phoenix, yeah, we beat them, but it was not an easy fight. Like, those first, 3 matches, I would say, were so close. Yeah, like, the first 2 to 3 matches were, really strong. They played super well. They are definitely not the same team from last season. Like, yes, they started off with a loss, but if anyone can, take some maps off White Walkers and, maybe make an upset, it's the Tantalizers. I think I told them, too, after the game, you people need to look out for you guys. Like, you can easily... have some upset going on here. And the White Walkers, I'll admit, they haven't looked the strongest this season, in my opinion. But they definitely have some time to recuperate. They may come back and hit everyone right in the face and be like, we're still here.
And yeah, of course, with the White Walkers, the big story with them, a lot of their players either departing or hitting Diamond, of course. The big one being, Bleem.
Early suicides going on here.
Looks someone must not be loaded into the game yet. That's why, there we go, okay. But to continue my point, they lose Bleem to Diamond, at least Bleem's tank to Diamond, so they can't get that great Zarya play from him. Musketeer hit Diamond on support, as did...
It's such a loss. There were such great players right there.
Yeah, I know. Big leaders, too, so certainly trying to get used to these new roles. As for Tantalizers, they've looked stronger because they've made some great additions. I love the addition of Villian, who is one of the best supports in Season 4. You know, and now they've got a brand new tank lineup here with J-Rod and Insane, both great players in their own right. J-Rod had kind of a breakout season last year with Nova, and even players like Draxum, who has shown some really nice things for this team, might give them some DPS power. Rushiroz as well. Everything's looking up for Tantalizers right now, and I'm excited 100%. To see them.
Alright, on the side of the White Walkers, we're going to have a brawl, double bird composition coming in here. And on the side of the Tans, we're going to be having a Rhine Ball with the Honor-Mercy. Right away, both sides are going to be meeting up here in the middle. Both Reinhardts on each other. But Musketeer on the Zarya is going to keep J-Rod's back here a little bit. But Drax will be getting the early pick on the Zip Tail. Rushiroz will go down to Musketeer. Is anyone's pick here. But Briggs hit the hard to pick up Parchment Pixie. And the Fez on the Zip Tail. Oh, but the double pick coming out from Tantalizers. So it's still a losing fight for them. Those are some great picks you want to have. But Tantalizers will get on the point first. Not what I was expecting after so many picks. You'd think that White Walkers would take advantage of that point there. But instead they let the Tantalizers just walk on.
it's because they really only had the Pharah and the Mercy there, you know. Still a lot of damage potential, but not the most cleanup potential on that fight, and not a lot of point presence at all, especially here on Lighthouse where the point is indoors.
Alright, White Walker's gonna be coming in. Got the Pharah and the Mercy on the backside here, as Richard the Hard and J-Rod will be leading out on point. Here comes the Shatter coming from Richard. It's huge! The triple fire strike kill coming through! Oh, and the White Walkers will take it back here. That was just one great ult there.
I mean, there's not much to analyze about that fight. Richard found the angle, massive shatter, didn't even really need any follow-up. He had all the follow-up with that massive fire strike, so yeah, that is one way to reclaim the point. And they've got the barrage and the duplicate coming up here. They could hold on to this point for quite a while.
Oh yeah, indeed. There's some great ults here coming out from the White Walkers. No, there's also some great ults coming out from the Tantalizers as well. Here comes the Coalescence from Ziptail, keeping the tanks up and trying to get some kills as well. Oh, J-Rod goes down first. The Tantalizer is not good right now. Tantalizers seem to be still committing though, but they are maybe gonna back out here. Looks like it. Lucia Rose though, still going in, gets Richard, but the barrage coming from Silent Tamer gets Parch Pixie out of the fight, but here comes the Tantalizer coming in from the rack. Oh, Carl's going down to Rusha. J-Rod able to get much near the Tantalizer start turning this around. Oh my goodness, Lucia Rose popping that barrage against Gleam, who duplicated Rusha. I don't know if you call it duplicate Rusha, and he lost the duplicate right away to the barrage, and Tantalizer can take that back.
And yeah, I think Silent Tamer needs to swap off of this Pharah. Draxum's really had his number in that fight. Silent Tamer couldn't do much because Draxum, he popped the attack visor, and that had to cause him to retreat. He was low health for that entire fight, essentially. You know, when you don't have that huge splash damage, it's going to be tough to win those fights.
Oh, a huge Coalescence coming in from Parson here, keeping up everyone in that grab alive. As Rusha Rose will get Musketeer out of the fight. Tantalizers here getting a huge pick right off the bat. They are not letting White Walkers even come close to this point. They say this is our point now. Don't you even try. Honestly, I was gonna say like in the beginning that Rusha should have swapped off the Reaper, but now honestly, nope, Reaper's working.
And we'll have to see. Tantalizers really only have the nano boost for this next fight. We'll see if they can close it out, but the Shatter and Coalescence might be a perfect way to initiate for the White Walkers. I think they might be able to win this fight here.
Coalescence from Ziptail does get caught. And a huge Shatter coming from Richard! Ooh, Buster will go down to J-Rod, but the Coalescence finds Phil. She's not looking good right now for the Tantalizers. J-Rod going swinging like crazy, but Ziptail hits two! Ziptail going for blood here, Clean with a duplicate onto the Rhine, able to keep that pressure on point and force the Tantalizers off. Though it is one fight territory for the Tantalizers right now.
And that's actually not a bad fight. That's not a bad fight for the Tantalizers. Look at how many ults they're coming up on for this final fight. They just have to be careful. They gotta take out Silent Tamer quickly. Draxum will have the attack visor, which might make that especially easy for them, but we'll see if Silent Tamer gets in a good position, he can close out the map right away.
Tantalizers going to be going on the aggressive here. Oh, but J-Rod will get found by Silent Tamer. Silent Tamer getting the 3K! And though the attack visor does get caught, it is a little bit too late. Silent Tamer will go down, but the rest of Tantalizers go down as well. And now it is one fight territory in favor of the White Walkers, which will pop that Death Blossom on point. Doesn't get anyone, and as overtime ticks down, and the first point goes to White Walkers. That was just so close there. Like, you know.
Tantalizers though on that last fight, like J-Rod was alone over on point and the rest of them were kind of going down the main choke. That seemed like a bit of a miscommunication there. They really had the ult advantage in this fight, but they split themselves up, and the sparse ults that White Walkers did have got even more value because of that. And even if Tantalizers had used those ults, we probably wouldn't have seen much follow-up at all. So White Walkers playing that last fight much better than the Tantalizers did. But yeah, incredibly close point. We'll have to see if Tantalizers can keep that up and bring it to ruins.
Indeed. Since Tantalizers are now going to go a cold pork here, which is a really popular composition here on Well. And on the side of White Walkers, we're going to be having double shield. One of White Walkers' really good compositions that they have great coordination with. Alright, folks, that's going to be finding the point. Tantalizers going to be starting on the right side, though. Right away, that shield from J-Rod gets burnt down. That's, like, high damage coming out here from the side of White Walkers. White Walkers are maybe getting first initiated on this point here. So J-Rod will touch. Shield back up. Both sides still poking at each other. Oh, but the huge hook from Insane on the Tantalizer gets him out of the fight. He's gotta stop that res. We're gonna have White Walkers being highly aggressive here against the Tantalizers. Insane just has everyone's number right now with these hooks, with this damage. The pincer attack coming out from Tantalizers right now with J-Rod on one side, Insane on the other. Oh my goodness! The hook from...
What?
Oh my god!
That was so
Insane
weird.
pulled deer into the bloodbath! Oh my goodness!
I think what happened there, that was weird because it looked like Insane was falling too, but I think you're like him with a creation or something that pushed him.
I think Richard pulled him
Might have happened.
by accident.
Engaged.
Oh, Gleam and Silent Tamer able to get those picks here, and Tantalizer's going to be forced off this point, but the Reds will come through on the Parsnip Pixie, but I don't think that will be enough for Tantalizers, and with Insane may just get caught out here as well. He's running, pops the Hoggle, but he does get eaten up by Richard, and he will go down as well.
Yeah, and this was kind of one of the issues with Tantalizers last season is they're just kind of, they're sometimes a little slow when they certainly could have had an advantage there. They didn't have to worry about all the splash damage from Pharah. Yes, they still had to worry about the poles coming out from the Orisa, but they played that a little too passively, and they kind of lost their chance. Silent Tamer got back, and once they got the advantage back, White Walkers just used their ults.
Oh, Silent Tamer will go down to Drax. The res seems to be going through, but doesn't go through. Parsnip Pixie not healing it on the left side. Here comes the Colette being popped as well, allowing the Legend to get aggressive. Ooh, Gleam will go down to the Deadeye. And the Lucian will go down, but the rest will come through from Villain. Oh, Insane boots into the point. I think that was. They're going to be popping that barrage, finds Villain. That is both supports down for the Tantalizers, which is not good right now. They have the numbers, it was in their favor. But the ults were in more the favor of White Walkers there. Goes down. The Duke comes out from Gleam, going on that Wrecking Ball, hoping to push by the Tantalizers, and White Walkers will take Helios.
Yeah, Tantalizers, they stacked those DPS ults, so neither of them tell you, I don't remember which one came first, but I think that they should have just used the high noon and then waited. I don't know. It's kind of just some bold miscommunications here.
We're really hoping just to pop everything and get some value, and that doesn't always work. I will say the supports on Tantalizers did an amazing job that round. Gotta always call out my fellow supports, and of course Richard was an absolute carry on the White Walkers there. A beautiful tank play.
Yeah, it's interesting. We did see Charles on support there in that Mercy, and we saw Musketeer on
that was
tank.
A little weird. I didn't think he played support, which is interesting.
And I think that's definitely them addressing maybe one of the issues in their first game is typically last season it was Bleem and Richard or Charles, and in their last game they were both kind of playing, but both of them are known to play that Rhine tank role, so now you got Richard in the main tank, Musketeer going to be on the off tank, and I assume now, once again, Charles and Richard will kind of be swapping out. We'll have to see. And I think I don't know if White Walkers have another support in their lineup right now, so Charles might have to stay on here because Red Hood Kitty's not eligible. I don't think Awesomely really plays support.
No, Awesomely is a tank. Red Hood Kitty, I believe, has been playing tank as well. And I don't know who Ray's Say Sleepy Time is, I will be honest. I don't think I've seen them play before.
Yeah, I think that's a relatively new pickup as well. That is someone who could also play some support. Looking at their career profile, they are gold on every role, so eligible for anything. We'll have to see. They have actually played mostly, or their most played heroes so far this comp season are Mercy and Moira, so perhaps they have been practicing those support characters.
I think I've been told by like an inside source that one of White Walker's big themes that they've needed more supports. So it would be cool like if Ray is a support player, because they could use like, I know Ziptail was a huge pickup from them. Ziptail's support is, I am like a Ziptail stan. I think Ziptail is absolutely phenomenal. I think she's just a huge, amazing player.
Mm-hmm. I would totally agree.
For White Walkers. So having more supports in their arsenal is really good for White Walkers.
And yeah, like we said at the top of the broadcast, you know, support might be the role that they got hit the hardest on in terms of losses. Yeah. Red Hood Kitty and Musketeer both going diamond. Cloud Lemon's not on the team anymore.
And Cypher Lily, I don't think is there anymore as well. I could be
wrong. No, I think Cypher Lily did play in the first game. Just might not be here right now.
I love Cypher Lily too. I think Cypher Lily is just an amazing support player as well.
I would agree.
And now I do believe like Tantalizers can take this back. I have huge faith that they can.
Yeah, they made great plays there on Lighthouse, and in theory they should have won it there at the end. I think they just some of those problems that did exist last year kind of showcased themselves. You know, some of that lack of aggression, some of that communication errors.
Is all about aggression. Like control is literally just about aggression. Like, like whoever is more aggressive on control wins. That's just how it is. So with these other maps, there's a little bit more of like not playing smart per se, but it's less about aggression than control can be. So there is a chance that Tantalizers can take this back and just get 3 wins after this.
And are we gonna see Red Hood Kitty come in and play some tank here?
Oh, in a while since I've seen the Red Hood tank. I only watched a little bit of the last match because I believe I was commentating a different one from that day, so I didn't get to see all of it, sadly. So I'm not entirely sure what happened between Stardust and White Walkers, other than I think Blizzard was the one that I saw.
Ooh, and we're actually gonna see Richard play some DPS, and yes, here comes Ray Says is gonna play. Support. Interesting. So let me look at Richard's profile. Yeah, Richard is actually currently the highest on damage in terms of SR. So we'll have to see. Obviously, I don't know if he's ever played it in the league, so you know we'll have to see in that aspect. But maybe another secret weapon here for White Walkers, along with the Charles support.
Yeah, it's like kind of a new lineup. I've never really seen Richard on the DPS before. White Walkers have been trying a lot of new things, and like, whether it's hit or miss, that's something they gotta kind of decide on their own.
Looks like the only change we're gonna see from Tantalizers is no more Villian, and Crunchy Magi is gonna come in and play some support.
Crunchy Magi, I think, is a new person from last match.
They had him last season, but I don't know if they really played a lot of support. I think was playing more DPS for them. So now that they've got Rusha, Draxum, and they've even got Swab Danim to come in and play some DPS. So maybe trying to find another role for Crunchy Magi.
Maybe. I know Rusha is already like, I forgot to mention it, but Rusha is a huge pickup from the side of Tantalizers. Really talented hit scan. I think I was like, when we went into the match of Tantalizers last round, I was terrified of Rusha. Because I knew Rusha could just like absolutely carry if just they wanted to, you know?
Yeah, last year for Nova, AJ and Rusha was a deadly DPS duo there. That really made them a tough out every single game. which made it all the more shocking that Nova went one and done in the playoffs. But
yeah.
So we'll have to see. We didn't see a whole lot from Draxum in that first map, but you could definitely argue that both of those DPS can be a little hot and cold. So if they get hot here on Eichenwald, Tantalizers definitely gonna be able to get back into this.
We definitely. Oh, we're gonna have Awesomely coming out on tank too, as well. We're gonna have the Red Hood Awesomely duo coming in.
Yeah, that's a reunion back from Cosmic Omnix days, early season 4.
Huh. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, this is a very different White Walkers lineup than we've ever seen. So.
Oh, indeed.
This will be very, very interesting. Pretty much no one playing on their roles that they played last year for White Walkers. In fact, literally no one is on a similar role that they played last year for White Walkers, if they were even on White Walkers in the first place, which Awesomely and Ray say was not.
No, yeah. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they're gonna do here on Eichenwald. Eichenwald is one of my favorites, I'll be honest. But it's definitely like Junkrat Haven. It's really like, good for double shield as well. Like that first push can be really hard to break through.
Yeah, I'm interested to see them benching Silent Tamer here. I think they could really use his Var Junkrat here, especially on that point A. They are going to start on the attack though, so we'll have to see if they kind of want to go. If Bleem's going to continue to play the Echo, maybe they'll have more of a hit scan in Richard. We'll have to see what he plays, because this is a first time for us as well in terms of seeing Richard's DPS.
Maybe this is their secret lineup. Like they're just like, we've been hiding this forever. I'm gonna knock it out now against the Tantalizers. The Tantalizers so far it seems like they're just, other than Vil going out for Crunchy Magi, it seems like they're just gonna keep up, what they got, which is not a bad idea. You don't usually want to do too many switch ups, at least like with my personal opinion. Like I always feel like you should try and stick with at least the same center people. So it's always interesting to see how teams will do that. You always know who is the most shot caller, said the leader figure of the team by how many maps they stay in with and stuff.
It'll be interesting to see. I think they're probably gonna stick with this DPS lineup. I think, obviously Villain is support and Cave Doctor would probably come into play tanks. Suave Danim's kind of the wild card in this situation. Maybe they bring him in on 2CP, and maybe they run Sim on defense, because I know Suave can play some Sim. So, but Suave also plays some tank as well. So we'll have to see. But I definitely think that if you're looking at their best DPS, I think Rusha and Draxum are it.
Alright, here we go. Oh boy, I almost had a typo there. Someone was like, what's the score? I was putting 1-9 White Walkers! Oh man.
Yeah, we've been here for 5 hours. Please help us.
We've been here all day. It's the Widow 1v1 tournament all over again.
Yeah.
The Widow 1v1 tournament went for so long. Holy moly.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, what was that, 4 hours, I think?
No, it was 6 hours.
Really?
And
wow.
I left early and it kept on going. I had to go to bed. I'm an old lady. I like to go to bed at certain times. It got late, man, and it was still going when I went to bed. Alright, and on the side of... Oh! White Walkers are gonna be running... Oh, okay, they had Winston for a second, so I was confused. But, on the side of... White Walkers, we're gonna have the Rhyme Diva with a Moira... Moira Mercy. Oh no, Lucia Mercy. Gonna go traditional brawl. Oh! He's gonna flex that Sigma skills. Give us a double shield kind of brawl here. On the side of Tantalizers, similar composition, but Crunchy's gonna be going on that Fab. he's got that garage door now, so
yeah, I know. That is definitely a character you want to be playing right now.
White Walkers are gonna be White Walkers gonna be going right onto the point. Huge aggression coming out right now as we have Gleam onto this Reaper, which is going to be a lot of damage coming out for the White Walkers. Richard the Hard getting Insane out of the fight first, and it's no tank right now for Tantalizer. Marusha getting the double kill! Ooh, the Red Hook Kitty is going to get Crunchy Magi. White Walkers are not giving up here, but the Tantalizers are still looking really strong in this fight. We have J-Rod swinging on point, looking for kills, but Ray is going to just narrowly miss the hammer. Insane coming back on the ball, rolling around on point, booping everyone away. Oh, it's getting bleed once again. The Dragon's already going to be shooting straight down middle. J-Rod goes down to Red Hook Kitty. Richard able to get Draxum. Red Hook Kitty as well, taking out Rusha. And White Walker's gonna be going on the point with Insane still spinning on it. Crunchy Magi going down to Ray, gonna go a little bit of attack point right here. So Crunchy Magi will be rezzed by Parsnip. That was a great show of aggression there. Like, I would have backed out after losing 2 people to Rusha, but the White Walkers stayed on it. Like, they had like a good idea they could take it, and they did.
They had some great rotations from Bleem. He was able to get into their back lines and take out, I believe it was Crunchy Magi with a great flank. But also, like, that's just a lesson in showing you how much not taking out the healers can really hurt. Both Charles and Rays were in that fight for so long, keeping the tanks alive, keeping Bleem alive. That's just kind of what'll happen. Rusha trying their best, but it wasn't enough.
Rusha and Crunchy though, getting some picks here. Rusha got the headshot on Red Hood. Crunchy able to get Richard, but awesomely taking out Drax and Red Hood Kitty. Gonna follow up onto Crunchy. Red Hood Kitty kind of cracked on this signal, not gonna lie. The beat's gonna be coming out for the White Walkers, and Charles Tate punches J-Rod to death. The White Walkers keeping on pushing. We have Gleam onto the Echo now instead of the Reaper, and Austin is going to be being aggressive here and going in, and Richard able to get Rusha out of the fight. The Tantalizers are just staggering here, which is not good right now. Draxum going down to Gleam, and Parsnip and Insane going to be regrouping with J-Rod here, and Crunchy. A lot of damage is coming out right here. Oh, Richard's going to be, missing the Deadeye from Richard. I thought that would get someone there. But he has maybe popped his ult too earlier because he fell off the payload, one or the other. We got a lot of ults coming out here too, on both sides. That Hamster Mine's going to be popped onto the point. Doesn't get anyone though, and Insane's going to be spinning and stalling here as, Drax is that early pick onto Bleed, which is huge right now. If you are the Tantalizers, J-Rod Insane gonna be pushing in on that, which is the smart decision here. And a huge shatter coming through for J-Rod! Richard goes down, and so does Red Hood. And the White Walkers are finally forced to stop.
Yeah, that team fight was looking about as bad as it could. They used 3 ults there, the Shatter, Tire, and Deadeye, Dragons early in that fight. None of them got value and the payload kept moving, but they did do a good job at regrouping. The Tantalizers did. And that was a great engage on that team fight, but look at these ults for White Walkers.
White Walkers still from behind the garage door. Really popped from the Tantalizers as well as Flux Red Hood Kitty, which is a huge clutch, but the Immortality will save the day versus the Hard able to get Crunchy. Red Hood Kitty gets Draxum. Earl saying it's insane. Red will come through from Parsnip, but it's only J-Rod on the point right now, and he's being attacked by a duplicate here on the Reinhardt. And J-Rod will go down to Red Hood Kitty as the payload keeps on moving.
And that was a great job there to force out the Immortality field from Crunchy Magi so that Red Hood Kitty's Druidic Flux could get the most value. We'll see if the stall here from Tantalizers can turn this around. They are going to use the mines.
Oh my god, these are some big picks coming for the Tantalizers here. Insane game too! And with the points almost there, the White Walkers could have had it! But these huge ults coming out from the Tantalizers are saving this right now. J-Rod able to get 2, Red Hood Kitty does get Parsnip Pixie, but Tantalizers are now able to stabilize.
Yeah, wow, great stall there from Insane. Good use of mines. And we'll see. Patience, it might have actually been the downfall of the White Walkers there. They do have the EMP coming up for this next fight, but definitely maybe would have wanted it to that fight and capture point B. We'll see. They don't really have much to combo with it, so they're gonna have to figure that out. But that's a great dive onto Trax.
Does go through, but J-Rod's able to get Charles out of the fight on the field. Shatter comes through from J-Rod, and it's huge, but the EMP in the back line leaves the Tantalizers only not really able to engage onto that Shatter and leaves J-Rod all alone to the mercy of Team Punch, who goes down as well on this Echo. Oles's getting caught by the White Walkers, and Lucia will go down to Ray. Ray will get Parship as well, the double kill. But you're able to get Insane. And then the White Walkers about to push, but J-Rod is stalling on the point. Drax coming back. J-Rod goes down, but Drax able to get Richard. Ooh, but goes down to Awesomely, and White Walkers will take it.
That actually wasn't a bad fight there, though, for the White Walkers. They got the Gravitic Flux out, but there are a couple more ults that they're going to have to watch out for, especially this Minefield, and then the duplicate coming out from Gleam.
Knowing that, though, they had to use a lot of ults to get that. Now they have Duke and Duke's gonna be popped, and Blue's gonna copy that McCree, but gets taken out of the Duke right away from both Lucia and J-Rod. Is saying being dangerously low. Parkinson's gonna be popping that. Poles, huge Poles, staying up. Garage 4 gonna be popped by Crunchy. Beat gets popped. Deadeye popped. Deadeye finds Awesomely. Your main team is now down if you are the White Walkers. J-Rod going to be pushing in on that, but the rest of the Tantalizers going to be staying back here. So Rusha will be able to get Richard, which is a huge stagger right now for the Tantalizers. This will restore you.
Yep, Richard though building up another EMP there. It's going to be tough though with under 60 seconds. Tantalizers will almost certainly get another chance to defend as the payload approaches point C if they even get there. They do certainly have to counter it.
The whole EMP was huge there. I will say that to the White Walkers. So we'll go down to Charles Payne there. Insane going down as well. And the White Walkers doing a lot of aggression here as they push him. But J-Rod with a huge shatter. But he's alone. It's only him. And he will go down to Charles Payne. Parship had tried to go in there to help, but gets hacked and staggered out by Richard.
And the White Walkers even still have the Gravitic Flux to close us out, and Tantalizers, they don't have much. This is going to be a tough fight for them to win here.
We're going to have Lucia in a draft on Sombra now, about to build up his own EMPs here. Parship posting another OwO lesson. OwO from Parship does get popped. Bongo just popped by Awesomely as well, but it's taken out pretty easy. Rusha Rose and Insane need the picks that are needed here. Here comes the garage door from Crunchy. All we need is to get 2 people off this point here, and the overtime timer will go down. Rusha gets the 2 picks needed, but a huge beat comes out from Turtles to allow him to keep stalling on the point, but J-Rod will take him out. Overtime timer ticks down, and without the 3rd point, Tantalizers will hold it.
And that was a great hack from Draxum onto Red Hood Kitty, not able to initiate with that Gravitic Flux, and Insane got the nice hook to finish him off. That was huge there. That was the main thing that White Walkers were going to play around in that fight, and that was a great job. That must have been communication from Tantalizers to know what ults the White Walkers still had, who to target with the hack, and yeah, that was just about as great of a play as Tantalizers needed in that situation. So now, definitely not the easiest map win, obviously. This map does tend to favor the defense, I think, a little bit, but they won't have to worry about an overtime. They have the win condition in front of them. They just basically need to capture all 3 points, and they will tie up the series here.
Oh yeah, indeed. Because it wasn't a full, 3-point cap, there is a lot of hope here just to win it right here and now. The one thing that the Tantalizers gotta do is play aggressive with J-Rod. Like, if J-Rod's going in, and he's going in, they gotta play with him a little more. I've kind of, noticed that when watching them. J-Rod will go in, get a huge shatter, and the rest of the Tantalizers is still kind of like that. And I'm, 100%, they got more synergy. Their synergy is beautiful right now. But right now, they really gotta just play a little bit more together, and they can 100% take this.
it definitely could be possible that overall the team comp they were running maybe didn't allow for that. They were running, you know, that McCree, Sopra. Definitely hard to follow up. It's not like a full-on brawl comp like with the Reaper.
Ooh, Insane will go down first to Charles Dane, but does get res up by Crunchy. And the rest of the White Walkers, the rest of the Tantalizers are starting to push in here. Both sides are going to be poking at each other. There is the double barrier here from the White Walkers. He's being booped around a lot by Insane. J-Rod going in, but he is on fire. He's being dangerous low. But the rest of the team will follow through and get a bunch of hits. The res is stopped. Oh no, the res will go through onto awesomely. Now the picks are going in the favor of White Walkers. Red Hood getting dangerously low, but he's able to get Ray sleepy time, but it is just not enough. Man, the Tantalizers have to back up. Hey, that was like really close. I actually thought like Tantalizers would take it there, but that huge res from Ray's sleepy time actually saved that for the White Walkers, in my opinion.
Yep, and that, it was a great res onto the right target too. They got back the double shield, and when you're running the soldier and the and even like the wrecking ball, it can be hard to immediately get value.
A huge shatter coming out from J-Rod, but the immortality is big, and here comes the bomb on the plate. J-Rod goes down to Richard the Hard right away. The garage door coming out for the White Walkers as Tantalizers and the Bells will come through as well. Oh, but a huge death block from Richard will take out Crunchy. Insane though with Charles Dane, but it is not enough, and the Tantalizers have to back up again.
Yeah, I think that Tantalizers, they were a little overzealous in that fight. Like, right off the bat, the Shatter didn't do a whole lot for J-Rod, and then they popped 3 more ults. That it's one of those things where maybe they should have waited for Draxum to get that EMP to make sure that there wasn't any counter ults on the side of White Walkers. We'll see if they can win this fight. Draxum 10% away from me.
Rusha and Parsons hitting some early phase of Draxum will go down early in this fight. Bongos are out right now for the White Walkers, and Kitty's going to be popping that flux. But Rusha gets the double kill! This is looking high in the favor of the Taylor, but Kitty gets the double as well! The res will come through onto J-Rod from Crunchy Maggie. Flame does get Rusha out of the fight though, but Insane is still spinning to win. He is here to keep the point alive. A huge hack onto Flame does go through, and Ray's time will go down to Insane. Flame forced to back up here as Tantalizers take 1 tick, almost 2 ticks. The White Walkers are stalling. They don't want them to at this point. They want a full hold as much as possible. Kitty getting the double though. And Insane though, and Rusha following it up with the shatter here from J-Rod. And you say, hey, you know, you want to commit some ults? Screw you, we got to commit some ults as well. And they finally will take first point here and get ready to push all the way to second.
And they even kept the EMP here, so they have a really good chance at snowballing through point B here, but they will have to be careful. That bridge can be tough to get past. I still think Tantalizers being a little bit reckless with their ults right now, and if they continue to do that, I don't know if they're going to be able to win this map, because White Walkers, they have been incredibly disciplined with their ults, and that's what helped them shave off that first 3 minutes of the time bank there on point A.
I do 100% agree with that. Both Tantalizers have 3 ults here, so maybe their ult candidacy wasn't that bad. Because if you look at them, like the 3 ults they have are really good ults as well. I don't know if it's because they were able to build them up so fast. Oh, Bob's gonna be thrown in by Bleem, as well as Faraj being popped as well. Crunchy Maggie going down early. J-Rod going down as well. Tantalizers Derby had to back up right away. Oh, Red Hood Kitty getting Rusha as well as she tries to leave. I will be honest, Sigma, but Kitty Sigma is cracked. It's really good. I like what I see.
Yeah, Red Hood Kitty really, I mean, even in the first game that they played, was really showing off on that tank. We know a really good support, one of the best supports in Tier 3. Looking to maybe throw their name in the hat for best tank in Tier 3 as well. Definitely some great performances here early.
Tantalizers really pushing in here. They have 4 really good ults. The EMP does go through, and Oh, Parsha getting the early kill awesomely. Red Hook Kitty going down to Insane. Rusha Rose getting Richard. Liam is able to take on Insane though, but is the res available here? Shatter though, and Coalesce is coming out as well from the Tantalizers. Insane back in the fight. J-Rod getting the double kill. Oh, and pushing Kitty off the point. Awesomely does come back, but it is only him. As the Tantalizers are starting to get aggressive here. This is the aggression I have wanted to see from them. And it is looking beautiful. And the point is slowly getting there. But we are going to have Richard gonna touch here. Oh, but the huge stun from Rusha takes on Richard. We got Awesomely getting back on point as well. Charles taken down by J-Rod. Kitty with another huge flex coming through. Doesn't find anyone. Awesomely will go down. Kitty able to get Insane. Crunchy's gonna look for that res, but gets rocked out of it by Kitty. It's only Parship and Kitty now. Oh my god, 0.71 meters. It looks like this is gonna be held. Oh no, Kitty's still on it. Oh, nope. That was Parship. Parship was still on it, but will go down to Richard. And that was so close for 0.71 meters. The White Walkers will hold it.
And that right there is exactly what I was talking about earlier. The Tantalizers, they popped 4 ults in a matter of 10 seconds. They used so many ults there. J-Rod going aggressive.
Shatter will go for anyone though. Ace is able to get Charles, and J-Rod goes down really early. And Charles will get pressed up. So the White Walkers are looking strong on this gold. Crunchy Maggie flew in, but that was a really risky res, and Red Hood was right to punish that. And with no one able to touch, oh no, overtime will go through. Got Parship popping the pole, hoping to stall here. That Rusha popping the Deadeye as well, but the huge barrier.
What?
That's huge! Rusha and Parship are getting the kill lead here! Oh my god! And the follow through coming to the Tantalizers! Will they show the point too?
What?
That is not what I was expecting. I thought White Walkers would hold it. I thought that would be over for the Tantalizers. They don't give up. I love this fiery spirit from them. They are not giving up for a second.
That was so weird because Kitty had the shield in front of Rusha, but I think Rusha,
but I think it broke because of
they
Deadeye.
must have destroyed the shield. So good communication there from Tantalizers, and this is their chance, especially taking down Awesomely here.
First, Richard will pop the Death Blossom and get 3, and the res on Awesomely will go through. The Tantalizers will have to back up again, but they got less than a minute. They do not have time to stagger here. They only have a Velka as well, and almost a Shatter. They gotta play smart here. They want to get all the way to the end there.
Yeah, this is gonna come down to the wire. Not a whole lot of ults for either team. The big one here is gonna be Bleem's Bob. If he can build it up here before the fight starts, that would be massive.
He built up as well. Off this ball, J-Rod one as well. The Shatter does come through, but doesn't seem to find anyone, but Rusha will find the kill on a Bleem right away. Spells on both sides are popped, and Pete will get caught on White Walkers as well. Both portal pop on the side of White Walkers. Crush Maggie about to get that res, but Pity boots them away before the res can get through, which is huge right now.
Rusha has dragons and tracks him very close to the EMP.
Oh, the dragons go through! And the Dragons will find Charles Tate out of the fight, and Bob will get pushed off as well. But someone has to touch their C90! They do touch in the nick of time. Absolutely goes down to the EMP is huge coming out from the Tantalizer. Ray goes down. Rusha able to get Richard. They gotta stay on point. They cannot go down here.
They gotta take out Charles quickly.
Touch on the Moira, but the Tantalizers will take it!
Unreal.
I'm sorry, I'm just so happy about
I cannot believe it. Literally, I was about to say, like, at the end of point B there, I was like, what was J-Rod doing? He just pinned in without his entire team completely whipped his Shatter, and they were able to make it work somehow. I still have some concerns. I still think some of those problems that we were talking about certainly showed up, but man, some people making some great plays. Rusha building up that dragons in like 50 seconds. That was incredibly clutch on the side of Rusha, just absolutely taking over this game right now. What a great showing here.
What really took over this game was the fact that they never gave up. They stalled that point to the very last second. They got the ults, they got back there and got the kills necessary. Like, they literally are just a team of just like I don't know what the word is. Like, I was going to say they're the most fieriest team. I don't think that's a word.
Maybe the most
though.
resilient. That's
Resilient.
not a lot of
That's
teams can
word.
come back from that. That crazy high noon again. I have to watch the replay on that one.
Oh,
I don't know how.
Yeah.
That looks like it was immediately going to be shut down.
Teams right now. The fact that they don't give up, I love it. Like they just like have their little like spitfires right now. They're here to show people what they can do, and like it's so down to the wire, and it's great. I love this new Tantalizers coming out.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more fire in their gameplay, and certainly, you know, last year it was definitely. I'm sure it was tough for this team to be motivated sometimes. You know, they were winless and not performing so great. You know, it can be tough, but this is a new season. They've got a lot of new players, some new leaders in the comms there. So, you know, man, what a way to possibly get back on track than beating the defending champions. White Walkers, though, still a lot of good things. We were talking about Red Hood Kitty playing really well there on the Sigma. We'll have to see what they want to do here. They have a lot of players there on the bench that can come in and turn this around for them.
100%. Like White Walkers have a chance to take this back. Anubis is definitely it's one of those maps. I don't like Anubis.
I will say I would probably I honestly would say Temple of Anubis might be my favorite 2CP map. But that's not saying much because it's still among my least favorite maps in the game. You know, we'll see. Hopefully Overwatch 2 either fixes 2CP or gets rid of it entirely. We'll have to see. But for now, we'll continue to play it. And you know, Temple of Anubis is definitely one of those weird 2CP maps where you can have troubles attacking both points A and point B, but you also will see some big time banks. It's not like Hanamura where it feels like whoever is able to defend on point B is going to win, or even, you know, like maps like Horizon, Lunar Colony, and Volskaya where it just feels like they're just going to be 4-4, 6-6 by the end of it all. So Temple of Anubis is definitely one of the stranger 2CP maps and one of the more unpredictable ones.
I don't like 2CP as a whole, and I don't like Anubis. Like, I'm very passionate about not liking this map. And it's just that, like, it's like you said, it's unpredictable. A lot of times it's Junkrat Haven as well, so sometimes it'll come down to who has the better Junkrat. It's one of those maps. Now, it does seem that we're going to have Richard and Musketeer going back on tank here for the White Walkers. Silent Tamer coming back as well onto DPS with Charlatan and Ziptail going to be duoing again. They're going to go back to their Ilios lineup, it seems, which is smart. Like, if it works, like, don't change it kind of idea is what I'm guessing they're going with. And on the side of Tantalizers, Vill's going to be coming in for Crunchy. And Sova, I think that's how you pronounce it. So
I always say Suave Danum, but I'm not 100% sure.
Damn it.
I'm
really bad at pronouncing people's names sometimes. I will try and come up with nicknames sometimes. Suave. I'm gonna call him Suave. We got Suave coming in for Draxum. I'm guessing we're gonna see maybe a Junkrat coming in. J-Rod and Insane gonna be staying in as well. No Cave Doctor yet. Which, like, Cave Doctor got my heart, man. I want to see some Cave Doctor play.
Yeah, Cave Doctor actually getting tank MVP in that game against Diving Phoenix. He played pretty well. He has been kind of quietly continuing to improve over his time. Obviously, originally was on that Summit team back in Season 3. Right. So, yeah, we'll see what they want to do here. I think it's good to keep J-Rod and Insane here. And yeah, Swapdan, I'm going to come in and play some DPS. And as for White Walkers, which we did not swap the names, it's okay though. But we know who it is. But as for the White Walkers here, they're bringing in Silent Tamer, almost certainly gonna play either the Junkrat or the Pharah. I don't even know if Silent Tamer ever really plays anything else besides the Pharah and the Junkrat.
Pharah, Torb. That's like the
Torb,
three
yeah,
things
maybe
he plays. Which is fine, like you can be a specialist
yeah,
player
no,
and still get some value.
I mean, he is one of the best Pharahs in Tier 3 right now, like, truly, definitely kinda, it was kinda funny, we had Nation Most Wanted in Season 3, and then we had Silent Tamer in Season 4, just seemingly unstoppable on the Pharah. And yeah, they are gonna go ahead and start with the Junkrat here, with Bleem on the Torb.
Bleem on the Torb. Though I am curious about this Swab gonna be going on the Doom. I saw like Mei Hanzo for a second. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, we can't really know for sure about the attacking team until the last second.
What is up with the Ball Zarya? Is this like a weird version of Double Bubble?
Well, it's kind of like a dive comp almost, you know. I don't think if they were gonna have someone run the ball, it would be insane. Yeah, I think they're gonna go with more of the brawl. I'm surprised they don't have the Lucio here, though. I'm a little concerned with the.
I do think they don't really like to play Lucio. From what I've kind of realized from them, they don't really have a Lucio player. Anime Samurai was the Lucio player when she was on this team, so I think now they don't really have a Lucio player. Alright, Tantalizer's gonna be walling off that double barrier and then going up. Rusha being dangerously low here and will go down to Silent Tamer. That is Rusha out of the fight right away, but Bleem's hurt will go down to Vil. Tantalizer's kind of playing it slow here. This is where they wanted to go all the way around, but now they're just gonna commit to fighting in this tiny room. Rusha's gonna be switching onto the Pharah here, which is not a bad choice. Pharah, like, to pressure that double shield a little bit more is not, like, a bad idea. Per se, but she like her Tier 3. We're gonna be having that double shield from the White Walkers. Gonna be touching the point here. They're gonna meet the Tantalizers right on the point. J-Rod charging in, gets that bubble from Insane. Insane gonna try and gun the gun, but Silent Tamer takes him down. No Zarya right now for the Tantalizers. It's not gonna garage door will be popped by the White Walkers. And Richard does get res. Bleem's able to take down Swab. It's not looking good right now for the Tantalizers. J-Rod gonna be swinging in as the res on the Swab goes through, but now it's only Parship and Swab, and the tire will take them out. Insane now on the ball, swinging around, is able to get Charles. Still, like, they are so resilient. They stay on this point for as long as they possibly can. Insane now gonna back out though. Gonna regroup with the team, and we're gonna have Rusha pressuring from above.
And one thing with the Tantalizers right now, they're struggling taking out that Mercy. Charles getting away with so many reses here.
Oh my goodness,
and
yeah.
Ray on the last map as well. Like, it's kind of hurting them in some of these team fights, especially because you see them getting the reses on the tanks and just improving White Walker's survivability on the point.
The Flux will get popped by Musketeer, but doesn't find anyone. The spread on the Swab goes for as well as the red on the Silent Tamer. Another garage door from Ziptail is gonna get popped here as the TS have to line of sight of it. Ziptail's able to take out J-Rod. Velk was committed as well from Parship.
Let off some speed.
Ult usage is just like looking not so good here right now for Tantalizers.
And Musketeer already almost had another Gravitic Flux already, but again, that ult discipline here from White Walkers, only needing the Gravitic Flux and the Amp Matrix to win that team fight. We are going to see several high-impact ults coming online for the Tantalizers. If they can initiate well with this Blizzard, they should be able to win the fight. Actually, they're going to initiate with the Mines.
Oh, the Mines will initiate, but Insane is gonna get taken out by Silent Tamer. Silent Tamer does go down to J-Rod. As the res come out from Insane, a big Blizzard will come down.
No!
Actually, no! Musketeer ends up eating Swab's Blizzard, and the picks now go in favor of White Walkers. Flux popped as well again from Musketeer. Is gonna get Insane. He gets slammed down and taken out by Musketeer. Bleem's able to get Vil. And once again, the Tantalizers gotta regroup. So with less than a minute, less than 40 seconds, it's not looking good right now. He's gonna have Swab going off the Mei onto the Junk. Maybe this should have been what they've done from the beginning. That's my thought process. And they're gonna try again.
Yeah, and we'll see Silent Tamer with that tire. Look, he's hiding. He's trying to catch them off guard. And Gleam can use the Molten Core to really spread them out. Actually, this might be tough. He's right in position to put it all in that room. J-Rod kind of by himself. He's gonna have to be careful.
Still gonna get popped by Parsha Pixie here as J-Rod goes in. Oh, but that huge sleep does go through on Res here, and Lucia able to pop the barrage here, and the res will come through onto J-Rod as well. Garage door getting popped by Ziptail. Molten Core will die down now, and Lucia Rose able to get Charles. J-Rod will go down with a muscle sword. They're not looking good right now. Tantalizer picks though are in their favor, and they are just able to keep up Lucia and keep stalling the point. Oh, but Carson will go down, unable to fly up there, and the reinforcements are coming. Swab coming in. Lucia able to get both tanks out of the fight.
No!
Oh no!
Oh! At that fight one, they were trying to avoid the tire! Oh no! Oh, Tantalizers. Oh man, a lot to unpack in that fight again, but Charles getting another incredibly crucial res. The Tantalizers were winning that fight. They were even close to the res body, and they let Charles get away with it. It is absolutely just destroying the Tantalizers right now. I guarantee, well, for sure they would have gotten point A if they had been able to prevent both of those reses, but even on some of the prior maps, they would have had an easier time winning on Eichenwald, and I think they even missed a couple really big reses on Ilios as well. I mean, oh man, if you can just point to one thing, I think, for the Tantalizers, it's just those reses.
Yeah, I can agree. Charles has been getting away with a lot of the reses here. So just like that C9 hurt my heart. Like, it was in their favor there. Like, they almost had it.
And they almost had the reinforcements too. And it's tough. It's tough though, because maybe if they had stayed on the point, maybe the tire would have killed them. But it's tough. We'd have to watch the replay to see if it would have mattered if the tire would have killed them and forced the C9 anyway. But that's in the past. They still have a chance to win the map, but they do need to get the fuller hold.
Ooh, but we got right now Bleed in the back line. Getting the hacks off, Silent Tamer picks off two right away. Both DPS down right now. Or the Tantalizer, the res will come through on the Rooster Rose here. But Richard able to get insane out of the fight. Richard getting two! Richard getting three! It's Richard versus the rest of Tantalizers right now. As instantly, Tantalizers are wiped out. Literally in less than a minute. And White Walkers take Anubis.
Yeah, I know. For Tantalizers, I don't know if they thought, oh, we did swap the names. Okay. Or oh, maybe that can be done in the game, but Javel's my point. Oh, I don't know if the Tantalizers thought that the Torb was going to be enough to stop the possible Pharah from Silent Tamer, but man,
the Torb and
I know they should have. I mean, that's something you have to watch out with, Silent Tamer. You know that Pharah is always a click away. I mean, even if they lose that first fight and Silent Tamer was on the Junkrat, he could immediately be like, oh, they've only got Junkrat and Torb here. I can run the Pharah. And that is literally what he did. He oh my goodness, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. But he started off on the Pharah, and once he saw that he wasn't being countered, he could easily win that there. And that also a great dive there by Richard, actually showing off some of this off tank that we didn't really see too much last year. So White Walkers retaking the lead. So
yeah, I was shocked to see Richard on the D.Va. It's been a while since I've seen him on D.Va. I had to like double take there. Though we could go to a map 5 tonight if Havana goes in the favor of Tantalizers here.
yeah, we'll have to see what they want to do here. Maybe Rusha will go back to the Hanzo. Definitely could favor the range that Havana provides. But Havana also another one of those maps where all discipline is very important, especially there on point B. It can be tough to get through the distillery, and if you don't use your ults correctly, that is exactly where the payload will stop a lot of the times. Tantalizers, again, you know, we talked about the reses that they're letting go through, but still, like, the alt combos, they're just not quite there. White Walker's doing a great job at comboing their ults, using the ults that they need to win the fight, and timing them well. Tantalizers, still not quite there. Certainly an improvement from last year. They are continuing to improve, but still, some of those problems are still present.
Indeed, indeed. I do like that White Walkers do have this great ult economy. Tantalizers definitely need to work on that ult economy, but their synergy is so strong here. And they have some, like, great pieces. They just gotta learn, like, fine-tune it a little bit. They can be, like, huge upset material.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, definitely not an easy start to their schedule. Literally the two teams that I had ranked at 1 and 2 in my preseason power rankings. Certainly not an easy start to the season, although we have seen teams like Prodigy Noobs and Stardust Crusaders, as well as I Need Healing, probably going to be among the top teams that I will rank in next week's power rankings. But still, I look very highly on both Diving Phoenix and even White Walkers. You know, we'll see how they close out this map. But we know White Walkers are the defending champions. They're still going to be a good team this year.
This season's interesting because I feel like last season there was like 3 good teams, like everyone else is kind of like on the same level in a way. But this like season, like that's just my opinion, which I know people probably will disagree with that and rage at me in Overwatch talk. But like this season, everyone is really good.
Yeah, it does feel like this
is like really good. It's not just like White Walkers at the very top, and then maybe Diving Phoenix, and then you had like C9 that got kicked out, you know, and then there's everyone else. It's like everyone's really good, and like anyone can take a win, anyone can take a loss. As we're seeing here, it's like anyone can take a map from anyone. Like everyone is just so strong. Like even KO has looked really good.
And look
There's
at
just no clear front runner right now.
Look at We The Ops right now. They took I Need Healing, one of the best teams last night or 2 nights ago, to map 5. That was a great game there. You know, they did lose Andrew, which I think is going to hurt some of that synergy that I think that we saw in their first game against Tater Tots with him and Super Ninja. But as long as they have Super Ninja just absolutely destroying on Zarya, I mean, they will always have a chance. And you know, even some of the weaker teams right now, you know, we'll see how Pizza Planet does tomorrow against Zenshin Tactics. But even that team, you know, certainly kind of in the midst of a little bit of a rebuild, but we know that they have had the storied history. They've made the playoffs every year. They can figure it out. And even, you know, teams like the Tater Tots have looked improved. I thought Zenshin Tactics actually looked pretty good against Prodigy Noobs a couple weeks ago. That game has been quite a ways away, actually. So we'll have to see how Zenshin responds. And yeah, like I said, I think this might be the most hotly contested season of the year. I think you could see a lot of these teams really pushing for playoff spots towards the end, and I don't know if there's a clear favorite right now.
Oh yeah, there's just like I said last season, it was like White Walkers like the clear front runner, and now it's like this season, it's like it's so neck and neck with everyone. I can't like sit down and be like this team's gonna be number 1, because that would just be wrong. Because everyone is so close. For example, it's like Valhalla has such huge upset potential this season.
Oh, actually. Valhalla, I believe, is going to be for sure the lone first place team, because they've gotten to 4-0 so far this season, so they're looking incredibly strong right off the bat. Definitely one of those
Rav's
teams
leadership and like the rebuild of the team, the synergy they built, like they are the dark horses this season. I said that about Nova last season, they were the dark horses. Valhalla is the dark horses, and like people are kind of underestimating them. But, like I think I told like Rav, like you guys, people better not underestimate you. You guys have been really good.
Yeah, and then,
a lot of teams have been good this season, and it's really hard for me to like make any type of tier list because like everyone's been really on top of their game. Like everyone's rebuilt super nicely. Everyone's worked on synergy. Everyone has grown and learned through like last season. This is a really like insane season we're having right now.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like we know everyone's improved. It's going to be the teams that improve and adapt the quickest and the most effectively here that is going to win. You know, we're seeing a lot of teams being a lot more aggressive in terms of picking up players and finding players, you know, maybe going into rank, trying to find some of these players, trying to find players that are looking to join leagues like this, you know. That temptation to win is really starting to really get there. Like you could definitely argue, you know, at first, you know, this was supposed to be kind of more of just a fun kind of league where you play games, you get a team. Well, now there definitely is some prestige to winning this, especially considering, you know, that our audience and server is expanding. So definitely more of an incentive to win now. Those bragging rights are very tempting.
Oh yeah, very tempting. Like, look, we don't do this for money. We don't do this for any type of prize. It's like, the most that we get from this is validation from our peers. So like, everyone wants to win. We all want to be seen as like, teams with a nice fancy title. Like, you know, be seen as gods, be seen as the dark horses. Or like, Tantalizers I'm now calling the most resilient team that I've ever seen. Because holy moly, the way they stay into fights.
Yeah,
like, we all want to be like known for something.
I would love to see this go to a map 5. I think that, yeah, Tantalizers, I mean, just getting themselves a win here to get themselves back on track, to have something to build upon, because that was one of the tough things about Tantalizers last season, is they were kind of getting whooped in a lot of their final games, so there wasn't much to learn on that they probably didn't already know. But to get a win here, to see, okay, this is how we're going to continue to grow our identity throughout the season, and it all starts here. They need to play really well, because White Walker's still looking pretty strong, but maybe got them on the back foot a little bit. Maybe White Walkers were expecting a bit of a role here, and that has not been the case.
The fact that they lost Ike and Trout is like already just like huge for Tans. Just to be honest, like White Walkers were like seen as gods last season. I think it was like Nova and DP who took them to like map 5s and stuff. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Nova had a close game against them early in the season,
Nova,
obviously.
Like, took them to map 5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and obviously Diving Phoenix got the gave them their lone loss on the season. Yeah, so yeah, I was talking about this
because I started as Crusaders, which was huge. Like Crusaders are just
they're looking pretty good too, starting off 2-0. They who did they did drop that final map to Tater Tots, but yeah, looking very, very strong. Bless you, by the way.
I'm sorry, I told you I'm gonna have some allergies.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Oh.
But yeah, I had mentioned I
going up to the spawn to go talk with Musketeer here. Musketeer's gonna be on the ride this time. Gonna go say hello and then charge right back. Both sides gonna be going with this brawly kind of comp. And Sonic Tamer gonna be on the Widow, which I don't think I've ever seen him play Widow. That is
this is very. I don't know if they've ever even played any remotely like of hit scan. We'll have to see. Some people can come out of nowhere and have good performances. I mean, he is a DPS player. I'm sure he can play most of the DPS, but yeah, we'll have to see.
I know that interesting with White Walkers and Moira. Like, it's not normally much to run. Like, if you're gonna run Zen, normally you either run earlier, like in the season, you'd run like a dive from Brig Zen. And like, or you'd run Mercy. Moira Zen is not something you normally see, which is very interesting.
Yeah, they kind of have a little bit of anti-synergy with them, whereas you want to play more of a brawly style with the zip tail, with the AoE healing, whereas with the Zen, you kind of play more further back and more dive burst oriented, but there we go, Charles getting a nice headshot.
To get aggressive here, and Silent Tamer and Charles really getting those early picks here on the side of the White Walkers. Most of the Tantalizers will have to move back. The ball being popped as well from Zip Tail, gonna be keeping up the Tate, and also gonna be killing the Draxon here, who's on the Ash. And White Walkers are getting kind of an easy push there. Can't really push back at them. They may try and stall here. Looks like they are gonna try, but will someone touch in time? No, because it seems that we got Musketeer brawling with. Oh, but a huge shatter from Musketeer comes through. But looking back, he's gonna be popping the big immortality. So the EMP will come through on the side of White Walkers. Everyone is packed. J-Rod will go down. Kuchinaki will go down. Deadeye being gonna be popped from Lucha Rose. No one in sight. Actually, no, Ziptail will go down. The rest of the Punchy Maggie will come through. Tantalizers are still in this. They are not giving up. They may not have their Reinhardt, but they are confident in themselves here.
Yeah, that was not the greatest. That was not the greatest EMP from Gleam, but he does get the pick on the crunchy Magi here, and they're going to go aggressive with the Transcendence. We'll see. Tantalizers, they have a lot of ults there, and they kind of need to start using them. They are really just allowing this payload to continue to move through the map.
They are kind of just letting the White Walkers walk all over them here, which is like, come on guys, where's that fiery spirit from Eichenwald?
I don't know. Bleem is doing a really good job of getting the hacks in these backlines and really causing a nuisance.
But they have almost all of their ult here, and Velk will get popped on the side of the Tantalizers. Shatter will go through, but the Velk gets still evaded. Oh, J-Rock gets a huge Shatter, and a Grab will get popped as well. The bomb gonna be used for spacing, but J-Rock, oh my goodness, it gets two! Rusha is able to get Silent Tamer, but it is not enough. So many ults to cut the kill value because of the counter ults.
Yeah, was it
bombing? Like, you can't.
Was it Bleem that got the hack on the J-Rod, which was able to make the bomb get a couple of kills? So great play from Bleem. That wasn't too bad of an example from Tantalizers. I think they did mostly the right things. They tried to get the shatter, and then they followed it up. They tried to get the follow-up on the Graviton Surge as well, but just good counter ults there from White Walkers. I don't really blame the ult usage for Tantalizers on that one. That was just more good counter ults from White Walkers.
It happens, and it happens. Oh, hack again on a J-Rod. Seems like their strategy here. They just pack J-Rod and not let him progress it. EMP will get popped and Bleed again, but Bleed will go down. Higher they're coming from the side. Is able to get two, and Richard able to follow up the kill on a J-Rod.
Crunchy Magi.
Close to that end point here.
He had a great immortality field, but I think who was it, Parsnip and Draxon just not quite in it. That would have been a huge block on that tire.
Shatter and Cole coming through again from the White Walkers. Bob gonna be punching the point though, but Charles coming back in with the Transcendence, but this hill will go down and Rucha Rose's attack visor. Draxon being taken out, but the garage door will be thrown open by Crunchy. Insane, I believe, yeah, Insane on the ball now. Gonna be touching the point and spinning it around. Parsnip goes down, Crunchy goes down. Insane though, he has to touch, but he can't. J-Rod on the Diva touches, gets D-Next, goes to touch again. Lucha now on the Tracer, is able to get Musketeer, which is a huge hit right now. So Draxon gets the point down, and Lucha goes down as well. Parsnip now stalling on the point. Insane back into stall, spin the win. What the heck? Not good right now. He's throwing the ball against the Sombra. J-Rod on the Monkey, throwing down the bubble on the point, jumping around. Draxon and Rusha back into stall as well, but the EMP coming through from the White Walkers gets those DPS out right away. Cash is able to touch, but not for long. In 26 seconds,
that EMP, that EMP actually got absolutely nothing, but
Oh, did it?
it's still, yeah, no, it didn't get a thing,
Oh,
but
whoops.
still, overall, I mean, they were gonna win that fight anyway. Just Tantalizers trying to stall as much as they could, and man, I do not know if the payload really stopped there. That was a good stall there to get some of the time bank, but man, on Havana, 2 minutes and 46 seconds in the time bank can feel like an eternity at times. Kind of like Rialto, where one of those maps where any time bank is a good time bank, to be honest. And you know, we'll have to see. That was really good aggression from White Walkers. They just were not allowing Tantalizers any space whatsoever. I liked the way they were playing that, and they had good counter ults, especially at the end there. They had Draxum on the high ground. He used the attack visor, and Charles had the Transcendence in order to stop it, and they took that opportunity. Richard on the Diva went up and went after him, so just overall great communication from White Walkers to continue that aggression, find the players to continue the staggers. That was more good from White Walkers. I mean, if that's the White Walkers we see for the rest of the season, like that might be that could be scary, you know, that could be championship level right there.
Indeed, that's definitely like finals level playing right there. Just like being able to just continuously push that payload without even stopping. And again, the old management was strong enough. Now we are going to see Richard's going to be going on the Hog, but we also have Insane on the Hog. Oh, and huge anti onto Insane from Ziptail will get Insane out of the fight here early. Tantalizers are trying to push, but now without their Roadhog, they only have one tank on this point. J-Rod swinging for all of his life, but a huge anti again from Ziptail, able to get him out of the fight. Ziptail on the Ana is just a chef kiss.
Yeah, Ziptail can pretty much play any support at an incredibly high level. And here it is again, the Moira Zen. I mean, I guess we saw White Walkers make it work early, but even then, I think they swapped to more of a Zen Mercy, so they went with more of the dive comp. I just don't like the Moira Zen.
It takes a lot of coordination. Yes, Discord is good, but it's normally not what you should be running.
Ooh, great hook from Richard on the Pixie.
Osha is able to get Munster here, but J-Rod goes down as well, and the Red's able to come out for Must. It doesn't seem like Tantalizers know what to do. They seem hard to use.
They are going to swap to the Moira Mercy here, and I like that swap. I think they needed a more high healing comp to be able to deal with the spam here from Silent Tamer. Once again, showing off the Ashe here, and that's a good start to this team fight.
Person with a huge anti onto Victor and allowing the Tantalizers to push in. Bob's going to be going in as well, but gets hacked by Beam. But J-Rod's going to push in on it as well as Insane. The EMP coming in from Blaine, and the EMP onto Insane forces him to back up. J-Rod was put to sleep as well. But Lucia able to get 2 kills here. And J-Rod able to get the shatter off as well as the Tantalizers will go as the Traction goes down early to the Fire Strike. And now there's a Nano Rhyme going through the red system of distraction. But this Nano Rhyme, oh, he's anti now, which is healing right now from first Pixie, but the anti on the both tanks on the side of the Tantalizers not looking good. No one goes down though, both sides are dueling it out. Bob's gonna be jumping on behind the point here. Richard is moving out of Nectar, but Bob gets 2 from Silent Tamer. Bob gets 3.
That was a fantastic play from Silent Tamer. It booped several people, and he comboed it with the dynamite. I mean, those healers were done as soon as they got hit by the Bob. Great job from Silent Tamer. Maybe showing off, hey, I'm not a projectile one trick. Ooh, there's a nice pick.
Rose getting the early pick onto Richard. I don't know if there's going to be a answer to that. Draxum going to be going up on the high ground too, but we'll jump down early. Tantalizers back on the plane. Both sides have their dynamites used. Here comes Nano on a J-Rod, but he's anti, so he has to play safe about the healing. Bob going in again, but is slept. Broken up. Sergeant Pixie able to get Charles out of the fight. You can get Silent Tamer. This is good right now. You are the Tantalizers. But a Nano Ryan coming back in for the fight on the side of the White Walkers. Oh, but the Hog pushes him back. Nano is not going to get any value right now. Your White Walkers. But a huge shatter comes in from Musketeer. Portia, though, it says, hey, look, I can outfight you. Gets the kill on the bus.
Both of these on us with some magnificent anti-nades here.
Have you heard me? I just been going anti on this side, anti on this side. Like, I don't think I've seen Parsnip even play Ana. I'm like, holy moly.
I think Parsnip Pixie has played Ana in the past. Definitely trying to expand that hero pool. Actually, we saw in those early exhibition scrims that we had early in the season, Parsnip Pixie was playing Zen and actually doing pretty well, so that would be huge for this Tantalizers team, because they mostly run a lot of that.
Huge sleep on the Musketeer! Oh, but the EMP bomb will claim 3. Parsnip on this Ana is just like, give me the Alki. I love a good Ana. She's getting these huge anti. She got a huge anti right there, just like on her own. Like, I really wish the rest of the team was there to like capitalize on it. That would have been huge.
Yeah, she almost should have used it on herself there. She probably could have survived, but we'll see now that Draxum has that Death Blossom. That might be what they use to initiate, but they're gonna have to be careful. Bob and Shatter online here for White Walkers.
Though is getting close to that nano, which may be good for a Beyblade, little bit of nano, you know, Death Blossom, aka Beyblade.
Yeah. But that's a good start. He's in the back line right now.
And instead of Beyblade, we're gonna have Nano Hog coming through here. Res on the J-Rod goes down, but the double shatter kill comes through. Musketeer and Bob able to finish it off here. Musketeer just popping off here. Like, both Richard and Musk are just doing great on this Reinhardt today. Musk is gonna be chasing after J-Rod. But he does get away.
Luckily, Tantalizers, they didn't use a whole lot in that fight. They just used the nano boost. Draxum was in a good position, but White Walkers, sometimes to deal with the flanker, you're just like, let's just ignore him. Take the main fight, and that's what they did. They threw the shatter and the bob in right away.
One race had to do a pharmacy, actually. Ignore the pharmacy, and then just like focus everything. Here comes Bob, so many ults coming out from both sides. Boggle coming out as well. Oh! J-Rock gets slept though the moment he shatters, but the EMP comes through, but Parks is able to get Bleed out of the fight. Musketeer though will take down Raxa. J-Rock in the fight though, Bleed back in the fight. Insane able to get Musk. The shatter does come through, but no capitalization. J-Rock will go down, but the red is coming through for him. Lucia gets that take on the Richard as well, and now the White Walkers are starting to kind of stagger here, but Bob touching the point, letting it stall. Overtime is going to be taken down. Blue will go down to Insane. They gotta wait out this Bob, but they know it's hard to do so. Parsnip getting the final kill onto the Bob. As the rest of the White Walkers are finally able to regroup. Here comes the team of Bob. Is able to get Coachy Magi without the mercies.
Another res.
And the rest of them here to come through, but the kill will go down to Draxum. Nano Ryan getting in the fight. A huge pin coming in on the Musketeer from J-Rod. Shadow comes through as well. Doesn't find anyone though. Silent Tamer getting dangerously low, but the Mercy Pocket does come through. The Tantalizers looking strong here. They are not giving up. The fiery team, a little Spitfire, they are back. The anti onto Richard there was huge as well, as Insane will pop the Hog, able to push everyone off. White Walker started triple and Richard will go down with the red. Comes through from Punchy Magi. As the kills start to go in the favor of Tantalizers, and Tantalizers cap the point!
Yeah, that was close though. Bleem had a really nice hack onto Draxum to make sure he didn't use the Death Blossom, but now they built up a lot of ults here. They certainly have a chance to get this payload to point C, and that's a good start getting the pick onto Silent Tamer, forcing off the res.
It's really hard to work with.
But yeah, I do want to see Draxum use this Death Blossom here sooner rather than later. He's been holding on to it. Bleem has just been hacking him, making sure he can't use it. Like, he's got to get into a position quick. Especially with this EMP.
EMP as Bob gets thrown in as well. from the White Walkers. Bob gets J-Rod, Bob gets Rusha, and Parchment will go down as well. Another Tantalizer is forced to regroup. Approaching that guy, caught out, but seems to be able to walk back. No, Charles Tane will out Mercy. Approaching that guy.
Only Charles. I actually will say though, I think White Walkers maybe should have been a little more patient with that. Waited until there's about 20 seconds left to guarantee them the victory, but they know that Tantalizers probably have quite a bit of ults and they want to utilize
Shatter though, and here it comes, the cheeky Shatter coming through. All the ults now going to be put into the Tantalizer, which is a lot of ults. Bob going in, he's got Nano on Rusha, he's got Bell. This is winnable now for the Tantalizers. Even with, what's the word, overtime going through, the staggers are looking strong right now. And with no ults right now coming out at all, for the White Walkers, the Tantalizers may just have it. And with Shatter, Shatter goes through. I think it only found Bleem there, but Bleem will go down to the Hoggle. Salutator goes down to the Hoggle. Richard and Musk gonna be on this point. Charles on the Ziptail gonna be on the Lucio as well, but taken down by Arusha. And the Tantalizers team kill in their hands. They will push it all the way.
Man, I thought they ruined that with J-Rod completely whiffing the Shatter there. But they did a good job. They had great target prioritization there at the end. They made sure that the staggers didn't last too long. Just Draxum finally using that Death Blossom in a great use of it, knew that the tanks were trying to go aggressive and was able to get Silent Tamer and Charles in the back line there. That was a great play, great use of ultimates. I thought maybe they used a little bit too much. I was hoping that they didn't have to use as many as they did, but they did keep the Shatter, and overall, when the payload was approaching point C
as well, which is good.
But when they were pushing point C, they just, I mean, they kind of did what White Walkers was doing to them and just staggering them out really well. And now they've got a chance, you know. It's tough. They've only got a minute, and realistically, you would like to see them make it at least past point A into the distillery, which could be very tricky. Silent Tamer gonna go on to that Pharah here. Gonna have to be careful. Rusha will be on that. Ashe, however.
Rusha's Ashe is really strong right now. So I'm honestly, I would not have picked the Pharah, to be honest, but I guess like comfort. I guess if you're really strong of a character, it's kind of a comfort for you. Like, you know what, I'm gonna run this. And that's fine. We're gonna have, they're gonna be running the Sombra as well on the side of Tantalizers, so this is gonna be tricky right now for White Walkers. Because I don't know if they're expecting right now Draxum to be on this Sombra. Charles is gonna get hacked, but he's able to get away here. Oh, Rusha gonna pick up right away by Silent Tamer, but the res will come through. Both teams still fighting hard for this. Insane able to get the pick on the Bleem, but Silent Tamer and Richard able to follow through with this of their own, and Charles will get that res off here onto Bleem. Rusha able to get Bleem down again though, right after the
Rusha.
res. Rusha's just gonna 1v6 everyone here with the Mercy pop as the rest of the team starts to come back here from Tantalizers, pushing back White Walkers and getting as much distance on this point as they possibly can.
And we'll have to see. We have Bob on the side of Tantalizers that might be able to win them the fight. Here he comes.
Thrown in the hack, not going through yet, but the rest of the White Walkers kind of burn this Bob. They do. So Richard is now out of mech because of Insane. Stuff gonna be popped right now on the side of the White Walkers, but the side tamer goes down. The Draxum goes down as well. Richard
Res!
Oh, it's another res! Ooh, the Tantalizers are gonna get picked off one by Musketeer here. Ooh, we got the barrage coming in from Silent Tamer to as well in overtime. Gonna be ticking down here. But the res on Rusha coming through! The stagger is here, but oh, not enough. And overtime ticks down.
They just can't keep doing it. They keep letting these reses happen. Silent Tamer was brought back into that fight. Oh my goodness, I think it was looking dire for Tantalizers anyway, because they weren't able to take full advantage of Rusha's Bob there, and the White Walkers were starting to build up their ultimates. it's not the worst case scenario where the payload got. We'll see. You definitely can have two defenses here. Of course, one on the corner, and they Tantalizers could recontest, but with 3 minutes and 46 seconds in the time bank, this is going to be a tall order for Tantalizers to send this to a map 5.
It's going to be a really tall order here. Though we are going to see from the side of the Tantalizers, going to be kind of keeping up like what they were doing before, but this time a double shield with Crunchy Magi going to be on that path. As well as Draxum going to be on the McCree this time. They're going to be expecting that Pharah. They are expecting to have to go double hit scan, but Silent Tamer gonna be on Widow actually here, which we saw at the beginning of last attack push. But so that they are very confident here, which are gonna be going back on that Hog as well. And since they were expecting Hog again, as Lee's gonna be on. Oh, actually, we're gonna have Junkrat instead of Widow from Silent Tamer.
Get into position.
Yep, definitely a more comfortable pick here. We'll have to see about the Junkrat and Reaper. They're definitely looking for maybe some flankage from Gleam to maybe open up the windows for Silent Tamer to get some of that spam damage in there. Tantalizers have to be careful about giving up too much space though.
Oh, J-Rod got too aggressive there and was taken down by Musketeer. Insane ended up to the point, I think it was Booster actually, and taken down by Richard as well, which is these are bad moving picks right now for the Tantalizers. Crunchy Magi goes down.
Oh no, Rusha dies of Bob.
So I think Parchip is still alive. Parchip will fly. Super Neutron is now on the ball. Getting to go right now, and oh, Parchip will go down. With here on the Coalescence, that is a lot of healing and a lot of damage coming in for the White Walkers, and with not much contest, the White Walkers will take Havana and take the entire match here.
I don't know what to say on that last defense there. That they continued to give up space to White Walkers. They kept getting themselves staggered. Man, it was going to be a tough order, but that definitely was not the correct play. Tantalizers, though, you know, taking it to the defending champs, though, a little bit. Certainly making them sweat, having to make them win on overtime here on Havana.
Yeah, sure.
Strong performances, and obviously, let's just get this out of the way. GPS MVP, Rusha Rose.
Let's be honest. Somebody said in Twitch chat, like, it's obviously the MVPs are going to be Richard, Rusha, and Charles, and like.
Oh, I was actually thinking of Zibtail as
Really?
support MVP. Both
Charles,
of these supports.
Those, like, huge reses, though.
You're right. You're right.
And like one
You're
could
right.
argue that's because of like no one was contesting him and like people were just letting him. But like Charles like really did well on support tonight.
Yes.
Zibtail did great as well, but I feel like Charles is kind of like who we're talking about more.
Yeah, I would certainly agree, and he definitely flexed to a lot of different things. Was playing some Lucio, playing some Zen, like certainly showing off. Like, hey, I can play some support too. So, but we will see. We'll have to see what these teams nominate for the MVPs. I'm almost 100% certain that White Walkers are gonna nominate Rusha. Like, that was one of the performances of the year right there. Like. Really job. And yeah, Richard also deserving the tank MVP, playing really well. I actually liked seeing the diva coming out from Richard. He played really well. It's been all around the battlefield. Had nice dive attempts with Bleem on that Sombra. So. Yeah, again, we'll kind of see what the teams go with, but I'm definitely thinking that I'm going to have a tough time changing my mind on those three right there.
I don't see any of the noms yet.
People talking about their fantasy picks. I'm really excited for this fantasy league. It'll kind of continue to add some of the community aspect. So far, I've got 4 out of 5. The only one I got wrong, I did pick Diving Phoenix to beat Prodigy Noobs. But I knew that was going to be the game of the week, so that one was the one I was back and forth on. But yeah, I picked White Walkers to win this one.
Yeah, I have no idea how the fantasy league works. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna.
You just go to that post and announcements or whatever, and just fill out the form. You just pick the games and the scores and.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, Insane for White Walkers.
Insane and Rusha.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They could have said literally anyone else. I mean, Rusha, obviously. So we'll have to see what the Tantalizers thought. Maybe they felt like Musketeer and Ziptail were better.
Ziptail and Silent Tamer, they say.
Yeah, see, and I almost wonder if they kind of feel like they were the ones that kind of allowed Charles to kind of do as well, whereas Ziptail was just overall doing better on support. So yeah, I think we've got the obvious Rusha and Richard out of the way, but
support.
That you could definitely have an argument here between Charles and Ziptail.
You could. I feel like Charles got those huge reses, but Ziptail just sure she didn't have the flashier plays, but she does a huge part of just everything.
Oh boy, the Reflex threatening a riot if we don't give it to Charles.
Hey,
we could definitely give.
I think Charles should get it, but
yeah, and maybe Ziptail gets the honorable mention. I mean, realistically, we'll see how much Charles plays support this season. Maybe this will be his new role, but I think we're going to be giving Ziptail MVP quite a lot this season. Definitely one of the best sports enters.
That's true.
We can give it to Charles for tonight.
Alright.
I'll go with that.
Now I'll get it into match chat. There we go.
Perfect. Yep, so that was a great game to commentate. Tantalizers continuing to improve. White Walker bouncing back after their Week 1 loss. I'm excited. One more game this week. Pete's Planet and Zanshin Tactics. Sadly, you won't be able to watch me. I will not be able to make that game, but should still be a good one.
Alright, thank you everyone for watching tonight, and I hope everyone has a great night.
See ya.